Well, we had a lovely night stay at the Hennepin Canal. Just, did a little walking around, checking stuff out. Did a pretty big hike this morning with Kit before we got ready to pull out of here. And it's now time to go. We got to hit the road. I'm still busy putting on miles. I'm on my way in this video. I'm on my way to visit my friend in Indiana, Fort Wayne. And I also got to hang out with one of my favorite subscribers there, Lisa. Um, so yeah, pretty good days leading up to this. I like the slower pace of travel whenever possible. As you can see, the road's kind of narrow and trying not to drive through the cornfield on my way out of here. So, what do we got going on today? Well, we got a lot of driving to do, and we have this fun little quirky stop at the Joliet Iron Works, which I thought was pretty interesting, so I think you'll enjoy it as well. As always, I want to thank you so much for coming along on the ride. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. If you think you are, double check to make sure. Give us a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, do all the stuff. And we're just about to drive over the canal here. Really a lovely stay. I mean, it's overcast, and it was a couple of miles of dirt road to get back out here to the main drive. So I also want to take this opportunity to give a special shout out to our two newest channel members, Lisa. And you've seen Lisa in a couple of videos, I think. I'll try and put a link to her video and tour up here. Although we need to do it completely over again because Lisa now has a new rig. But seeing her previous setup is definitely helpful for a lot of people. And also, we have a new channel member whose name is Sherry. And I'm not giving last names because I think that's up to people whether or not they want to share their last names, but I'm not going to do it here in the video. Thank you two so much for subscribing as channel members. I really appreciate that. That now brings my total to 3 this week. And I'm pretty excited because I haven't really like made any promotion or anything encouraging people to do that. And if you're wondering what it means to be a channel member, well, you get a few perks that the regular viewers don't get. And trust me, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm not, like soliciting for you to do this if it's not something that seems right to you. But you can sign up as a channel member and you get a shout out like I just did for Lisa and Sherry. And our first channel member was Barb. I'll put a link to the video where she got her shout out here as well. And yeah, you can join for 2 different levels, and it helps to support my growth of the channel, and it lets me know that I'm appreciated, and I appreciate those of you that are appreciating me in that way. So thanks so much. We're gonna stop talking about this and go ahead and roll the intro and take a look at the ironworks. So where in the world are we now? We're in kind of downtown Joliet, Illinois at the Joliet Iron Works Ruins Park. Now I just parked here. Google kept trying to get me to go someplace else. So I'm going to take a look here first. In the years that followed the Civil War, a huge iron-producing industry employed thousands of workers at this site. Many who worked here were first-generation immigrants, a part of the great movement that transformed America in the 19th century. The Joliet Works, as it was called, included rolling mills that produced rails for the burgeoning railroad industry. Later, production included railroad ties, nails, and barbed wire. The low-paying, back-breaking jobs of the factory were dangerous, yet they provided the economic bedrock around which the city of Joliet grew. After the Joliet Iron Works closed in the 1930s, the foundations of the buildings lay forgotten until the early 1990s, when the property was donated to the Forest Preserve District with the goal of reconnecting the community to an important piece of Joliet in the country's history. Today, as an industrial archaeological site, The Joliet Iron Works preserves and interprets the remarkable story of the steel industry. Okay, well, that's pretty cool. Oh, and there's a restroom right there. Dog owners are required to clean up after their dogs. Come on, dog. Come on, doggy dog. Let's get some walking done, huh? Yeah, let's do some walking. Well, he's just got to be sniffing everything. It might take a while to get some walking done. So I'll tell you what, you can see up ahead there. I'll reconnect with you when we see something. This is also part of the I&M Canal Trail. So what is the I&M Canal? I'm guessing Illinois and something. They got a big shelter over here with a bunch of picnic tables, trash can. Recycling, actually. Forging a City of Steel. This is the Joliet Iron Works historic site. The ironworks and the local limestone quarries were once the backbone of the Joliet area economy. These two industries gave the city of Joliet the nickname, the City of Steel and Stone. Today only ruins of the once bustling iron mill remain. Behind the machines and the products were the people that lived and worked here. Follow in the footsteps of the workers as you explore the Joliet Iron Works Trail. Discover the workers' story as they help forge the city of Joliet. Okay. Kit, could you go around, please? I swear, no matter which hand I have the leash in, and trust me, I've actually tried really hard to get him to walk only on my left, but he doesn't do that. And his idea of healing is to be like 2 steps behind me, where I can't see him, so I always have to turn around to see where he is. Not complaining, just saying, because that sounded a little bit like complaining, but I'm not. Now he's 16 feet behind me with plenty of things to sniff. So Mark, this video is for you because you're getting lots of kit action. Come on, Kit. Okay, here's something coming up on the right. And here's an observation, guys. I think this is the kind of thing that the average vacationer would pass on. In fact, wouldn't seek out in any way, shape, or form. And for me, that's part of what being a traveler is about. It's about taking the time to seek out the things that help you to learn what it was like to have lived or worked in a particular area. And I'm assuming this is part of the foundation walls. Let's just keep going. Now, the sign at the beginning of this trail by the parking lot said the trail is 3.38 miles long between the ironworks and something else. I forgot what the something else is. I'm not doing 3.38 miles. I am doing this in an effort to, as I said, to learn stuff that I might otherwise completely overlook. And also because I seem to have a burgeoning sciatica problem that started a couple of months ago. And I had, when I first realized it, I had probably a week and a half or so of pretty intense pain. And I decided I didn't like that. So I don't want that to happen again if I can avoid it. And I had noticed in all the driving I've been doing in the past week or so, because I'm moving kind of quickly. I'm on my way to go see a couple friends actually, in Fort Wayne. and doing some longer days for me, like 250, 275 miles, and not stopping very frequently, I was starting to develop some of this sciatica pain again. So I decided day before yesterday I was going to slow back down, take my time, do the things. Please park bicycles here. All right, let's see what this sign says. We got great big power lines up here. It says, warning, dangerous industrial ruins, elevated structures, loose bricks, and concrete. Stay on designated path. Keep out of the ruins. Okay, let's go see the ruins, Kit. More of the ruins, because obviously that's some. But they do have some interpretive signs, which I love, because sometimes, again, when you're not from around here, being able to figure out what's going on can be kind of tough. I can see another sign way over there. And we've got something we need to sniff. What you sniffing, sniffer? Okay, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Men of Steel. Jobs drew workers from afar. The 1880s was a time of plenty. Jobs opened up for local residents as the economy recovered from the Chicago fire and a national depression. Creating iron and steel takes skilled machinists, laborers, and risk takers. Experienced industrial workers from Western Europe, Ireland, Germany, and Scandinavia joined U.S.-born hires. Soon the face of immigration changed. New recruits left farms in Eastern Europe, Italy, Poland, Slovakia, and Russia. Ow! Dragging his leash right across my leg and pulling pretty hard. For a 12.5-pound puppy dog. New recruits left farms in Eastern Europe, Italy, Poland, Slovakia, and Russia, seeking promising jobs as laborers. These workers had the least amount of job security and the most dangerous jobs. Okay. We're going this way, Kit, and you're coming with, whether you know it or not. So you can see the bits of rubble and so forth. Let's see if my arms are long enough. Yeah, that's not bad, I don't think. Spinning around to get the leash on the right side again. Okay, here we go. I haven't done this view for a while. So we got a lot of high tension lines right around here. But this is really pretty cool, actually. It's history. And I love history of a place. I love the opportunity to be able to kind of see what it was like, feel what it was like to be that person. Try and get a little bit of that experience that they might have been going through. And the other thing that I love is that even though the Joliet Iron Works is gone, we're still very much downtown industrial. You see that? And over where we parked, at the entrance area of the parking lot, that was all, still industrial. So that's pretty cool. Okay. So looking straight ahead, high-risk jobs required the most manual labor and paid the lowest wage. Men dumped materials into the top of 70-foot-tall blast furnaces, and escaping gases could suffocate the workers, causing falls to the ground or into the molten mix. Workers called daybusters drilled top holes at the furnace bottom to release the 2,800 degree Fahrenheit molten iron. Imagine that heat with only a few wood planks to protect your feet. Men also transported the molten ore and cleaned the hot machines armed with little more than aprons. So here we've got a worker's shoe with a burn hole in the toe. Shows how close workers were to potentially devastating injuries during their workday. And here's the guys standing on the wood planks. Wow. Breaking up the pig iron and casting beds. Got a couple little birds over there. I think they're doves. How many workers does it take to make iron and steel? At its peak, about 3,000 workers transform minerals into one of the world's strongest materials. These workers all had a hand in the industrial kitchen. The recipe includes iron ore and coke, which is pre-cooked coal, and limestone. Massive stoves heat the air to more than 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, pumping it into a towering blast furnace. So something like that. Inside iron ore, coke, and limestone melt together. The molten iron sinks to the bottom, ready for release. Molten iron is poured into molds. Early furnaces turned out 50 tons of iron per day. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, I still got a lot to learn about this Osmo Pocket 3, but I have really been enjoying it for a couple of different reasons. One is, it's actually pretty easy for me to get the files transferred. And as I've mentioned before, as I'm heading east, I'm switching over to more of a much less edited vlog style. Like, this video will probably go up as is. Oh, this is cool. Yeah, we're like on top of a building. You can kind of see down there into the woods. There's a placard up here we'll check out in a sec. But doing a pretty much unedited vlog style means I can get stuff out in a more timely fashion. I'm still way behind. I have stuff scheduled out until the end of August that gets me up to the beginning of the month finally. Okay, let's flip around here. This is one of the things that I really like about the Osmo, is that I can turn the camera around without having to turn it off. Language barriers. Less than half the iron plant workforce spoke English. Immigrants who did not speak English well were twice as likely to be injured or killed on the job. Well, that makes sense. And with many people looking for work, it was easy to replace ill-fated workers. Over time, safety became a higher priority for the plant. In 1907, 27 years after the plant opened, the Safety First movement was started. One method of improved communication was the printing of safety signs in multiple languages. So, they've got an example of that. Hopefully this is showing up. The sun's bright enough now that I'm having difficulty seeing the screen. But let me give you an idea of what this foundation looks like down here. So I also want you to think about this. This is a pretty extensive shop. I think there's a train. Look out ahead over there at the concrete arches, and I think that's probably leftover bridge pilings. 1874, Joliet Opera House opens doors. Okay, I didn't miss any. This is where it starts. 1876, telephone is invented. 1877, oh, so we're on a timeline here. Phonograph is invented. Just got a bug in my eye. Alright, don't know what happened here. The bricks have been replaced, not with ones that are stamped. 1882, Red Cross organized. We're missing another timeline entry here. 1885, first skyscraper built in Chicago by the originator of skyscrapers. Can't remember his first name now. Last name is Sullivan. He's in the book that I'm listening to, all about Frank Lloyd Wright. 1891, Joliet Opera House burns down. Okie dokie. 1893, motion pictures invented. 1896, Ford builds automobile. Woohoo! And oh, by the way, I have a second great-grandfather, I think it is. I think that's right. Great-great-grandfather who started an automotive company in Baltimore. And he was producing cars, I know, in 1903. 1900, Roosevelt visits Joliet. 1901, Township HS is built. High school. 1902, rain causes flooding in Joliet. I think that corresponds with some of the stuff about flooding around Ohio I saw last year. Oh, by the way, 1903, Wright brothers develop airplane. The flooding around Ohio, I think, was when I was visiting Wright brothers memorial. This one's gone. And is that the end of our development? I don't see any more sidewalk notations. Oh, it's not. It's arches that were a building. Very cool. And there is a road that comes down here, but there's no parking. Wonder where the road goes. Wow! Look at all of this. Where they lived and worked. Workers settled into neighborhoods, largely based on their country of origin and job level at the iron works. This created Joliet neighborhoods. Every time I stop, my watch thinks I'm done walking, I guess. This created Joliet neighborhoods with distinct identities. Western Europeans joined unions. They lived in neighborhoods away from the noise and dirt of the mill and had higher paying jobs. Newly immigrated Eastern and Southern Europeans with meager English skills were afraid to join unions. They lived close to the mill and had lower paying unskilled jobs. This map shows the neighborhoods where early workers settled near the ironworks. Interesting. By color of country of origin. Very interesting. So basically surrounding the steel mill, which backs up to the Des Plaines River. Look at this. Wow. Well, I had thought this was going to be a little, you know, out and back quick trail, but yeah, we've already gone half a mile. And I mean, when you think about that, basically this plant occupies almost half a mile. Stay on designated trails, yada yada yada. Although I want to go up there. $1 a day. Most employees work 6 days a week, often putting in 10 hours a day. Depending on their job, workers made 50 cents to $1.75 a day, according to this ledger from December of 1887. Hope these come out. 50 years later, there was still a wide gap in the pay scale for the positions and the people who filled them. These graphic illustrations appeared in the Joliet Herald News on June 23rd, 1937, they highlight the length of time a worker had to put in to purchase the same grocery order. Oh, based on their ethnicity. How interesting. Wow. Just wow. Alright, so what do you think, guys? Hope you're having fun. As my friend Dan says, I am, and you should be too. Sorry, Dan, couldn't help myself. But this kind of stuff is really quite interesting. Sun's coming out, warming up. I think the high today is supposed to be about 80 degrees, which I consider to be super cool compared to a lot of the high temperatures I've been dealing with lately. I wonder if this archway behind me, which appears to have been, spanning some kind of waterway, might have been used as a water source to be able to cool the molten iron and stuff. Basically, I'm just making stuff up, guys. I don't really know. Okay, should we go up all the stairs? Of course we should. Hey, the good news for you is, although you've come along for the entire walk, you don't have to walk all the way back with me. That's pretty cool, huh? Oh, wow. There's a big hole up here. Can't quite tell how deep it is yet. I'm getting pretty warm. And I didn't bring any water because I didn't think I was walking this far. Later in the life of the plant, mechanization made work more efficient and much safer. Blast furnaces eventually poured molten iron directly into ladle cars. When skip cars were installed, the deadly job of hand-loading blast furnaces became obsolete. However, advances in technology thus meant that fewer unskilled jobs were available at the Joliet Works. So, here's what that looks like. Yeah, in 1910, produced 400 tons a day, up from 50 tons a day when the plant opened in the 1870s. See what we can see out here. More silos and industry over there. And there's the train. Can you see the train? I can see the train. Presumably you can too. Alright, let's see what's over here. And I think we're going to turn around and head back because, and this is the same thing that happened last year when I was heading toward Fort Wayne, although this year I think it's going to be easier. Look down there. Wow. Wonder what's under there, or what that was for. There's a sign here. I wonder if it tells us. But it's important to me to minimize my involvement with Chicago area traffic. And I will be past Chicago today. Starting in the late 1880s, an employer's family could join the Steelworks Club for $2 a year. Membership offered access to a large facility that featured billiards, something, a swimming pool, a library and reading room, educational opportunities, celebrity lectures, and more. The club was considered a progressive concept at the time and received a great deal of national attention. The steel company set out to improve the social conditions for their workers, but also to ensure the future success of the ironworks, of course, by fostering the next wave of workers from the families of existing employees. So that kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like. Wow. Okay, well this trail goes on for I don't know quite how long. Although I can go down to the end here and then turn around, I guess. But as I said, I'm more than a half a mile into it, and I still have a lot of driving to do today. And I got one more stop I want to make before we leave Joliet behind. And I did look on Google after I got here. It looks like there's plenty of parking there for me. So that's good. Yeah, I think I'm going to call this my turnaround point. Right up ahead here. It goes on further. I don't know if there's more interpretive signs or not, but I feel complete. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. And as always, I appreciate so much you taking the time to watch my videos. Hope you found something fun here or something interesting or you learned something. Let me know. And if you haven't already, of course, please consider subscribing. Give us a thumbs up. And I think kind of most importantly is leave a comment down below. And if you're interested in helping the channel grow, if you share the video, then that helps get more exposure. This bridge abutment looks almost like a castle, huh? All right, I think that's all I got to say to you for right now. Thanks for watching.